A 20-minute mindfulness guided exercise, observing breath and a passive progressive relaxation. Making yourself as comfortable as possible and closing your eyes. Bring your attention to your breathing, and if your hands are placed on your stomach, just to become aware of the rise and fall, the movement of the body as it breathes in the air that it needs and then releases the air it doesn't need. Observing the breath or getting in touch with the breathing is fundamental to good mindfulness practice. It brings us into the moment and it helps us to understand about an automated process that we have going on all the time within us, and that is also connected to how we feel, how we are thinking at that moment in time. And by controlling our breathing, by elongating the breath as we lie here, we can begin to help the body to relax, to let go of tension that we may be holding, and to generally put us into a more open and comfortable state. So as you lie there, be aware of the support of the pillow behind the head. Be aware of the movement as you're breathing. And if you keep your breathing to in and out through the nose, so it's just nice and easy, see if you can tell whether your in-breath is as long as your out-breath, or your out-breath is as long as your in-breath. And with the two nostrils, we will have a different flow of air coming in and out of the nostrils, or an equal flow of air. So when you first lie down and your eyes closed, just take a few moments to focus on the balance of the breath and the depth of the breath, and whether the in-breath is as long as the out-breath. This is all we need to do to begin with, because often when we start practice, our brains will be very busy, and so we need to allow for this. So as you're lying there, also allow yourself to become aware of any sounds that may be around you. Be aware of the feeling of the comfort below your body, supporting your head, the movement of your hands, the flow of air, and any thoughts that come to mind. Let them flow for a while and then bring yourself back to focusing on the breathing. Everything about mindfulness should be done in a very gentle and easy manner. The quickest way to let go and gently bring your focus back to what you're doing. So as you're breathing, just gently try and elongate your breath using only your mind, to draw in what you need and then to release what you no longer need. And be aware of the different phases of the breath. The pause at the end of the in-breath and the pause at the end of the out-breath, and the movement of the body between. So now become aware of the pause and the change of direction of the breath, what I call the top of the breath and the bottom of the breath. Bring your focus into that rhythm and to the pause at the top and the pause at the bottom. And then just hold that pause for a little bit longer. And as you hold that pause, your body stops moving from breathing, and you're left with simply the movement created by the beating of the heart, the pulse, and the movement of blood around the body. So for the next few breaths, see if you can become aware of the pulse and your own heartbeat. Allow yourself to be supported below and behind your head. Allow your shoulders to relax. Allow your breath to become slightly longer. And hold those pauses and see where you can sense the movement of blood around your system as you begin to bring your air awareness inside. And the rhythm of our breathing changes as we become more relaxed. The rhythm of our breathing changes as our thinking moves from one place to another. The rhythm of our breathing changes as we let go of thought and bring our awareness into our physical. So bring your awareness now to the area of your tongue and allow the tongue to rest in the mouth. Because just like the body prepares itself to stand up if you're in a sitting position, there's a slight tensing before you move, the same with the tongue when you're preparing to say something. So when the mind is busy, the tongue will hold a little bit of tension. So just by bringing your awareness to your tongue now and allowing your tongue to relax, to let go of any tension it may be holding, you may have a sensation of the tongue feeling slightly wider and longer, as with each breath you allow it to soften, to relax, and then back to your breathing. Breathing in and breathing out, knowing that you're breathing in what your body requires and you're breathing out and letting go of what you no longer need. And you may still be aware of noises around you, and at times your mind may wander off. When you catch yourself thinking, allow yourself to either run with that thought or gently bring it to a close and come back to the actual exercise of focusing on the breathing as you lie there. And we're now going to run our awareness down our physical body. We're going to use the in-breath to focus and the out-breath to release and let go. And each of you will have your own rhythm of breath here. So gently use the in-breath to focus and the out-breath to let go, to soften, to relax the area that we're focusing on. As we start by bringing our awareness to the forehead. So with each in-breath, we bring awareness to this area. For some of you, you may get a visual image. For others, it may be a physical sense of the area. Or maybe it's simply an instruction. I focus on my forehead as I breathe in. And then with the out-breath, we relax and we let go. We allow any tension to fall away from our forehead, along with the natural rhythm of our breathing. Before we bring our awareness down to our eyes, and our eyes already closed, we breathe in and focus on the area, and as we breathe out, we relax and let go. Continuing down to the area of the jaw and the tongue. Often we hold tension in this area, but we use the in-breath now to focus on this area, and each of our out-breaths to let go a little more, relaxing the jaw and again the tongue. We're aware of the support of the pillow behind our head, and we bring our awareness down to our neck. We have the front part of the neck, the left and the right hand side, and the back of the neck. Allow yourself to get a sense of this entire area with each in-breath, and as you're breathing out, relax and let go, before moving down into the shoulders. And this time, with each out-breath, we're going to imagine the shoulders dropping just a fraction, even if it's only a few millimeters at a time, so that we breathe in and focus, and as you breathe out, relax, let go, before bringing awareness round to the back. Notice that as you breathe, there's expansion not only in the chest and abdomen, but also across the back and to the sides of the ribs. So as you're breathing in, get a sense of the entire area of the back, the area where it's receiving the most support, the changing pressure across the back. As you breathe in, focus on this entire area, and as you breathe out, relax and let go. And now bring your awareness round to the front of the body. Again aware of the rhythm of the breath and the movement of your chest and abdominal area. Use each in-breath to focus on these areas, and as you breathe out, relax and let go. And now we're going to move our awareness to the arms. And we're going to start with the left arm. So we have an area from the shoulder to the elbow to the wrist, and the wrist to the tips of the fingers. And we're going to start on the left hand side, the upper part of the arm from the shoulder to the elbow. You have the inside and the outside of the arm, the front and the back of the arm. Are parts of the arm in contact with the body, or whatever you're lying on? There's different temperatures, slightly different pressures. Use each in-breath to become aware of this area. And then as you breathe out, relax and let go. And now continuing down on the left hand side, from the elbow to the wrist. The inside and the outside of the forearm, the front and the back of the forearm. Using each in-breath to become aware of this area. And as you breathe out, relax and let go. And then down into the hand. The left hand has a palm and the back of the hand, a thumb and 4 fingers. Use your in-breath to focus on this area. Be aware of any contact the hand has with the body or the other hand or the surface below you. Breathe in to focus, breathe out and let go. And now we move across to bring the right arm into balance with the left arm. The right arm we have the shoulder to the elbow to the wrist, and the wrist to the tips of the fingers. We're going to start by focusing on the upper part of the arm from the shoulder to the elbow. We have the inside and the outside of the arm, the front and the back of the arm. Breathe in and focus on this area, and breathe out and let go. So with each in-breath we continue to focus, and with each out-breath we continue to relax and let go, as we bring the right arm into balance with the left arm, so they are both of equal relaxation. Continuing down now on the right hand side, from the elbow to the wrist. We have the front of the forearm and the back of the forearm, the inside and the outside of the forearm. We breathe in and focus, and breathe out and let go. And then down into the hand. We have the back of the hand and the palm of the hand, the thumb and the 4 fingers of the right hand. And we use each in-breath to focus on this area. And as we breathe out, we relax and let go. And to the chest and to the abdominal area, gently rising and falling. We focus on this area with each in-breath. See if you can notice the depth of your breathing, and notice how smooth your breathing is becoming. The more relaxed you become, the more rhythmical and at ease your breathing is able to achieve, as it continues to breathe in the oxygen you need to oxygenate the blood around the body, and to release what you no longer need as you breathe out the carbon dioxide and waste from the body. And now we're going to bring our attention down to our legs. We're going to start with the left leg, from the hip to the knee to the ankle, and the ankle to the very tips of the toes. We start with the top part of the leg, from the hip to the knee. We have the front and the back of the leg, the inside and the outside of the leg. Use the in-breath to focus on this area, and as you breathe out, release and let go. aware of the support below the leg, the different pressures as you continue down from the knee to the ankle. We have the front of the shin and the back of the calf muscle, the inside and the outside of the lower leg on the left hand side, using the in-breath to focus and the out-breath to let go. And then down into the feet, from the ankle to the tips of the toes. We have the front of the foot and the sole of the foot, the heel of the foot, the toes. Continue to bring your awareness with each in-breath, and as you breathe out, release, let go, before we finally move across to the right leg. From the hip to the knee to the ankle, and the ankle to the tips of the toes. We start at the top of the right leg. From the hip to the knee. We have the front of the leg and the back of the leg, the inside and the outside of the leg. Use the in-breaths to focus on this area, and as you breathe out, relax and let go. And now from the knee down to the ankle, the front of the shin, the back of the calf muscle, the inside and the outside of the lower leg on the right hand side. Breathe in, focus, and as you breathe out, relax, let go, before finally moving down into the right foot, with the in-breath bringing awareness to the top of the foot, the sole of the foot, the toes and the heel, and then as you breathe out, relax and let go. And then finally bring your attention back to the rhythm of your breathing again. Allow your breathing to gently deepen. Allow your awareness of the movement of air into your body. Allow yourself to feel as comfortable as you can. Allow yourself to be still and aware of the gentle movement of your breath, the beating of your own heart, and the sound of your own breathing. Allow your mind to wander, and just pay attention to the thoughts that come in. Allow yourself to simply observe this thinking. Allow the thoughts to pass without commentary or judgment. And after each thought, briefly allow yourself to physically relax again. Doing a quick scan down the body, through the forehead, face, tongue, jaw, the neck and shoulders, the back and chest, the left arm, the right arm, the chest and stomach, the left leg, the right leg, the left foot, the right foot. And then when you're ready, gently open your eyes. Allow yourself to remain still for a few moments before you begin to move the body Take a couple of deep breaths, and here ends the exercise.